he flamed him. But y'all know how I think. I hope you guys are all doing well today. Welcome to my channel. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to view my content. If you enjoy my content, make sure you follow me up here and down here, and also clicking this right here would allow my content to consistently be recommended to you, the American people, all right? Appreciate it. Okay, folks, whoa, my God, we gotta get ready to get into this right here. Because Gaetz completely tore into Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland, Department of Justice. Y'all know the department that came after me. Y'all do know that, right? For some of you that don't know this, I was a parent that went completely viral for completely destroying the CRT narrative a few years ago. And because of that, I ended up getting placed on the domestic terrorist list. Yes, you heard me. I got placed on the domestic terrorist list. But before I get to any of that, I want y'all to check out Matt Gaetz and what he did with Merrick Garland. Check it out.
Attorney General, you've told us that it's a dangerous conspiracy theory to allege that the Department of Justice is communicating with these state and local prosecutions against Trump. You can clear it all up for us right now. Will the Department of Justice provide to the committee all documents, all correspondence between the department and Alvin Bragg's office and Fonnie Willis's office and Letitia James's office?
The offices you're referring to are independent offices of state.
I get that. The question is whether or not you will provide all of your documents and correspondence. That's the question. I don't need a history lesson.
Well, I'm going to say again, we do not control those offices. They make their own decisions.
The question is whether you communicate with them, not whether you control them. Do you communicate with them, and will you provide those communications?
You make a request, we'll refer it to our Office of Legislative Affairs.
But see, here's the thing. You come in here and you lodge this attack that it's a conspiracy theory, that there is coordinated lawfare against Trump. And then when we say, fine, just give us the documents, give us the correspondence, and then if it's a conspiracy theory, that will be evident. But when you say, well, we'll take your request, and then we'll sort of work it through the DOJ's accommodation process, then you're actually advancing the very dangerous conspiracy theory that you're concerned about. Now, you were a judge, once nominated to the highest court in our country. When you were a judge, I'm just curious, did you ever make political donations to partisan candidates?
No.
No, and you didn't because that would create the potential appearance of impropriety.
I didn't because there's a federal rule barring federal judges from making contributions.
Right, but under that same theory of attacks on the judicial process, like, shouldn't someone be owed like a jury of their peers and a judge that's non-biased rather than getting a judge from your political opponent's donor file?
I'm well aware that you're not asking a hypothetical. You're asking me to comment on a jury verdict in another jurisdiction which has to be respected. I won't comment on it. That case is still ongoing. The defendant
Mr. Attorney General, I hadn't asked you about the verdict yet. We were getting there. I was talking about the judge. And so let me ask you this question about your time as a judge. Was there ever a time when you were a judge when you had a family member who was personally profiting off of the notoriety of a case that was before your court?
I'm going to say again, it's very clear you're asking me to comment on a case in another jurisdiction.
No, wait, hold on, Mr. Attorney General. Did you ever have a family member profit off of the notoriety of any case that you sat over?
Say again, you're asking
yes or no?
You're asking me to comment on a case currently.
Well, it seems you're connecting the dots, Mr. Attorney General. I'm just asking you as to a general principle, but you are aware that Judge Merchan's daughter was profiting off of this prosecution. You are aware that that creates the appearance of impropriety. You know the very reason there's a federal rule against judges giving donations is because it is the very attack on the judicial process that we're concerned about.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with anything you just said, but I'm not going to comment on it.
Okay, so you won't comment on it, Mr. Attorney General, but you had no problem dispatching Matthew Colangelo. Who's Matthew Colangelo?
That is false. I did not dispatch Matthew Colangelo.
Matthew
That's
Colangelo,
false.
Matthew Colangelo became the Assistant Attorney General at the very beginning of the Biden administration. Without having been Senate confirmed, goes and gets this senior role at the DOJ, and then after, I believe it's Gupta replaces Colangelo, Colangelo makes this remarkable downstream career journey from the U.S. Department of Justice in Washington, D.C., and then pops up in Alvin Bragg's office to go get Trump. And you're saying that's just a career choice that was made that has nothing to do with the lawfare coordinated by the DOJ.
I'm saying it's false. I did not dispatch Mr. Colangelo anywhere.
Well, do you know how he ended up there?
I assume he he applied for a job there and got the job.
But see, you know what?
I tell you, I had nothing to do with it.
Well, you might not have had anything to do with it, but we've got this contemporaneous evidence in Mr. Pomerantz's book. So Pomerantz writes this book, which I'm sure you're aware of, where he says, we put together the legal eagles to get Trump. We got all these folks together and we assembled them for that purpose. And so when we on the Judiciary Committee think about attacks on the judicial process, our concern is that the facts and the law aren't being followed. A target is acquired, here, Trump, and then you assemble the legal talent from DOJ, Mr. Pomerantz, and you bring everybody in to get him. And meanwhile, the judge is making money on it. The judge is making money on it, or the judge's family is making money on it for stuff that you yourself wouldn't do. You know, no one's going to buy this. No one's going to believe it. It's going to create great disruption. And I am saddened by it because, like you, I have given my life to the law. I care deeply about the law. And I think that the lawfare we've seen against President Trump will do great damage well beyond our time in public service. I see my time's expired. I yield back.
Okay, you saw that, you heard that, right? You know what? He got this same type of question when it came to parents like me. Yeah, I was placed on a domestic terrorist list on my way to go do a TED Talk. Yes, me, by the Department of Justice. Yeah. Check it out.
Continue the conversation. Ty Smith, a parent fighting against CRT. And for that, now he's considered maybe a domestic terrorist by Joe Biden's Justice Department. Ty, we wanted to bring you in because we saw that fiery exchange you had as well. I don't have time to play it, but it's very interesting to me that you're in Illinois. Keisha is from Florida, but was in Virginia. The point is, this is national. This isn't bound by state borders. It's not bound by right versus left ideology. Turns out caring for your kids is nonpartisan.
Right. It's absolutely just absurd. I mean, if they want to label me as some sort of domestic terrorist, I think I need to kind of redirect them to who the real domestic terrorist was, you know, AKA the summer of love that we just had with Black Lives Matter burning different things down and different groups. And with George Floyd, that's going around tearing up neighborhoods, tearing up stores, so-called saying they're doing this all in the name of reparations and all that. I think they got the wrong definition of what a domestic terrorist is.
So tell us what your pushback was as well. Keisha said that they were teaching a derivatives critical race theory in the school. She pushed back. She didn't like that. Well, what is yours as a parent? What didn't you like your kids being taught in school?
Oh, my son's going to be taught that they can do anything they can and they want to in life, just like their dad did, as long as they put their mind to it. And I will never put this type of ideology in any child's mind, that they will not be able to accomplish what they want to in America based off their skin color. If that was the case, why are these different countries trying to flock to America for the opportunities that America has here? If there was a such thing as this race theory that's actually prohibiting any person of color from achieving any goals and dreams that they want to in America.
So what do you think of Keisha's idea of a mass exodus from the public school system?
I think that is absolutely 100%. I will back that up. I will push parents to do that because what they're trying to do is indoctrinate our children to bring in this crazy ideology that is founded and rooted in Marxism. And if parents do have enough, you know, encouragement and see that there are a lot of people on their side, I think that would be an awesome thing to do to show America that we are not joking around when it comes to our children. They think they can do and say what they want to our children right now.
You know, very, very quickly, Ty, you know, this school board, they're paid by your tax dollar. They should be answering to you, yet you don't feel that. I would say that they're not answering to you. They're telling you what to do. Final thought.
No, absolutely not. If I'm paying you, and I'm paying you, that means kind of like you're my employee. You don't tell me what to do. I'm your boss. So that's the type of attitude I'm going to have towards that. And that's the type of attitude a lot of parents need to have towards these school board members. They need to be reminded that we are the ones that's paying them, so they need to listen.
And therein lies why the school board and the education unions are pushing the FBI and Merrick Garland to push back against teachers, because they don't want that. They don't want the world to know that you, in fact, Ty Smith, are the boss and they are working for you. Ty Smith.
So, no, let me just tell y'all something. I wasn't scared. I wasn't freaking out. I wasn't, oh my God, are they gonna? I was not worried, because you know why? I didn't do anything wrong. Plain and simple. Standing up for your kids all of a sudden became an issue to where I was placed on this domestic terrorist list. Anyway, this was about them grilling Merrick Garland. We can look at this, and I know some of y'all, listen, you can look at this and you can go, woo, woo. Gaetz brought it. Oh my God, look how they tore into him. Showing these clips, showing this, showing that. They can show anybody tearing to Merrick Garland, but what you expect to happen? I mean, at this point, what do you expect to happen? If you weren't in my live last night, I urge you to go watch the live video I did last night with Trump at the $200 million. It's way more than just about the $200 million. It goes way deep into it. If you missed the live last night, I'm telling you, you missed a wealth of information because it got really good yesterday. Anyway, my point is saying that is that what we see going on with President Trump right now in our justice system, nobody has no faith in it. Look who's running it. Evil is running it. Y'all, I'm telling you, y'all saw the video. Y'all seen the video. I was a recipient. I was on the receiving end of the Department of Justice targeting parents like me because I stood up for my children. And I'm going to stand up for them. I don't give a good goddamn gonna care. What ended up happening? Nothing. The whole point of this, ladies and gentlemen, is this. A lot of things can be thrown out there as scare tactics. You do know as a parent, you have a right to be a parent. Those are your children. They don't belong to the United States. They don't belong to the school. They don't belong to the system. They belong to you. Plain and simple. So I didn't back down from that bull crap. Anyway, my point in saying all that is I think right now we're at a point in life where, look what Gaetz did. Look what Ted Cruz did. Look what Jim Jordan did. Look how they tore into, look what they, and what's supposed to happen? What's going to happen? Nothing. Nothing's going to happen. That's all. Well, we got to get Merrick Garland. Well, President Trump gets in there. We're going to see things going to change. But as of with Fauci and with Merrick Garland, what's supposed to happen? It's flawed. It's corrupted. It's crooked. It's ran by the crooks. What do you think is going to happen to the crooks? What you going to think is going to happen to a crook that's ran by a crooked organization that's owned by crooks? Nothing. They look out for their own. I know some of y'all, I know it's just like church. It feels good. Like some churches y'all go to, they saying some good things that make you feel good and everything like that. But then you will find out later on down the road, there has really not been any change. Your life didn't change. Your situation didn't change. Your people around you in the congregation, their situation that changed. But it feels good. The pastor get up there and say things like, and the Lord going to give it. He's going to do it. Turn to your name. It feels good, don't it? But what difference does it make if there's no change? And that's all I'm saying on this. I won't be proven wrong on this. It's too late. We got another election coming up. Now, if Biden wins again, yeah, we might have some things to talk about. But until then, nothing's going to happen. Y'all agree or you disagree? Whatever the case may be, let me know by leaving it in the comments below after this video. I am Ty Smith, Model Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that y'all click this right here before y'all get out of here. Click it. Yes, thank you. Appreciate it. Again, I'm Ty Smith, Model Renaissance Man, hoping and praying every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.